One. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Chaos Gym. Sorry, with me I have finalists from the European Intercontinental Championships in London, Jay Lesage. Jay, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Oh, geez. So, I'm 20 years old. I'm a player from Toronto, Ontario, and I like long walks on the beach. And we just got back recently from London, and we kicked off the season with a second place finish. And we secured the first North American invite without being stunted from Worlds. So we got there. I've been playing for the course of 13 years now. I was really successful in seniors, and I've been doing really hot the last few years in masters. And we're gonna hopefully continue that with helping people like Rahul.
Um, so Jay, you played Evital Garbodor, and you played the event, and you had obviously a fantastic run, dead drawing twice in the finals to lose. Sad, but you know.
Sad boys.
Just run us through your event, I guess. Just start with day one.
Yeah, for sure. So day one, I wasn't too sure how it was gonna go. I played only a few games with on PTCGO with the deck, and I was a little up in the air about it. I thought that it was really good. So I went into round one. I played versus Sylveon DNC with 4 Fairy Drop and Assault Vest. And I was horrified already because I was like, people are hard countering this. There's no way this can win a third big event in a row. So I did some cute plays. I had a Garbodor out. I paralleled my own Garbodor off the field to reignite Fright Night, to turn off her Assault Vest to knock out her DNC. Like, it was just crazy plays like that. And then I played a couple mirrors, which went really easy. Whenever they would Y Cyclone, I'd just get rid of the Enhanced Hammer. I would get rid of their double colorless energy with my Enhanced Hammer, and then I'd Team Flare Gun their active. So they'd be stripped bare of energy. Delinquent won me so many games. My only loss was to Azul. I played round eight. Round eight was a tie, but I was really trying to go for the win. I lost game one, so game two I went into the game trying to stall for a tie, sort of. I was just buying time on the clock, and then so I won game two, and by the time we went to game three, things there wasn't enough time, so we just tied in the end, which didn't hurt me at all. And then round nine, I didn't want to risk bubbling, so I tied, and I was 6-1-2 by the end of day one.
Gotcha. So you're in day two. You're feeling fantastic. Uh,
Oh,
a lot of people watched you on stream. A lot of people did probably know how your tournament run went. Run us through your day two.
oh, day two was just like day two is peachy. So round one, I played versus a Rainbow Road player. I played versus day one, and I just absolutely wrecked him. There was like I Team Flare grunted him. I enhanced hammered him every turn. He barely hit any max elixirs. Even if he did, he was paralleled and garbed. And I Fright Nighted. Like, I just used Pitch Black Spear, I think 6 times in a row, and that was the game for one of them. And game two, I played against a Volcanium player. In both games, I started Lone Trubbish with 3 Evil X prized, both games. So, needless to say, that was a garbage series. I got absolutely wrecked. He docked me on turn two both games. Um, and then I remember I played versus a Mega Mewtwo, like a Steel Mega Mewtwo, which was a really good game actually. I pitched Black Spirit for quite a few prizes. Then I played against a Mega Rayquaza. I used Pitch Black Spear again. Pitch Black Spear was just all of day two. It was like Evil X just went ham day one, and then day two was just Pitch Black Spears were everywhere. So I just set up a bunch of KOs on Mega Rayquazas. He scoops game one knowing I have it. Game two, I just stripped him of so many energies, and I dropped a Delinquent on him at some point, if I recall. It's on stream anyways, but it was on the backup stream. Really good game, really nice guy. And then the final round, I played versus Nicholas Danielson. That was streamed. He's one of Europe's better players. So he was playing Mega Mewtwo, and we got him game one with a bunch of Pitch Black Spears, and then game two, I hit him with that Delinquent, and then we just swept the game from there. It was too good.
So now you're chilling in top eight. Day two is done. You're feeling good, more than good.
It was such a relief. Like,
I don't know if you want to talk about it a little bit, but I saw you had a little bit of like flight problems. If you want to touch on that briefly.
oh yeah, like it was so bad. Like so the time change from here to there was 5 hours backwards, or sorry, forward. So sleeping was a very big issue. I had to stay up almost consecutively for past 24 hours. I couldn't sleep. I was in the room with TJ, James McInnes, Mike Slesky. There was a whole bunch of us at various points. Daniel Altavilla, Aaron Tarbell. And anyways, they just kept telling me, they're like, don't sleep. So I opted to not. Meanwhile, Slutsky was just taking naps all day. I wake up the next day, and I think I'm ready to play, and then I'm just so exhausted. Like, the whole thing, the jet lag was just terrible. It threw me off my game at certain points. But it's always important when you play at a foreign event to factor in their time zone. It was kind of my own fault. I should have won a day early just so I could adapt more. But yeah, as you can see in one of my top 8 games, I screwed up a complete huge play because of the jet lag.
All right, while you talk about top 8, how about you jump into that?
Okay, so top 8, I play versus Pedro, who's a Spanish player. And Spain just got back their organized play. So everyone that's in Spain is very excited, and they're very dedicated to Pokemon. So I'd say they're going to emerge as one of the more powerful countries, especially from South America. And well, sorry, not from Spain. I was thinking Brazil, from Europe. And I think that they're just going to go ahead and just kill everyone in Europe. They're so strong. So when we played each other, game 1, it was really easy. I started with a pitch black spear. I set up a bunch of Volcanion KOs. I set up 2 Garbodors. He was pretty done. I Fury Belted my active pitch black spear, so he couldn't even one-shot it. I was just Lysandering. He scooped with a few turns from his loss. So then we got into game 2. Game 2, I got a Garbodor established. I got a good start and everything. And he just ran through me. He max elixired. He blew my whole field off the face of the earth. He was so good. And then game 3, it was really close. I set up a bunch of pitch black spear knockouts. And then what happened was I flipped a parallel city. So I would take 20 less damage from his fire type attackers. Mm-hmm. And essentially what happened was I had a Garbodor down. I had 2 prizes left. He had a Volcanion with 120 on it. And he had 2 prizes. I don't remember having any EX in play at this point. So what had to happen was he had to kill the Garbodor in order to win the game. But if he kills the Garbodor, I send up my Fright Knight, it activates, and it shuts off his Fury Belted Volcanion, and then I just win the game. So I pitch Black Spear, hit the Volcanion on the bench to get it to 180 damage. And on his turn, he plays Escape Rope, knocks out my Garbodor, and I send up Evil Tall for the game. So it was a really crazy series of events. I wish that game was on stream. It was really good. So I kind of checkmated him with the Garbodor. And then we went on the top 4. I played versus Tord. Tord is a multiple Norwegian national champion. Definitely nothing that you want to run into while you're on their home turf. So Tord starts off. Going into this game, I had his entire list with the help of Josh Fernando. We literally wrote down everything, and we were able to structure a complete 60 cards. So it was a huge advantage going in. I noted the Evil Tall Break as something that was really interesting, and he played no Enhanced Hammer or Team Flare Gun for the mirror. He just played pure consistency. So going into that game, I was like, honestly, I'm just going to try and use my best to abuse my hammers for the mirror, Team Flare Gun, whatever. So you can see I did that a couple times in our games, but basically, what my opening thing is in the mirror is I like to pitch Black Spear, set up both knockouts on Evil Tall EXs, so both of them have 60 damage, and then enter with the Evil Tall EX for easy knockouts.
Okay.
So, all the while disrupting them with hammers, get them behind an energy attachment, Team Flare Grunt, anything you could possibly throw. Also, if you can strand their Evil Tall Breakthrough up active and use Energy Denial, there's no way they're getting out of the active spot. So, that happened at the event. Game 1 was really swift. Game 2, he started. He was way ahead. I was losing big time. And then I managed to gain some footing when I took a big Evil Tall EX knockout. So I had 3 prizes left. He had an Evil Tall EX, and he had an Evil Tall on the bench. So I knock out his active Evil Tall. And then he sends up his other Evil Tall with Pitch Black Spear and ends me. And I'm just 10 damage short of the KO. And I ended up winning the game off a huge N. But the game was breathtaking. There was one point in the game where I screwed up so bad. And this was what I was talking about with jet lag. And I played a Parallel City to thin cards out of my hand, getting ready for the end. Mm-hmm. and I played the Parallel City on him, so he has to limit his bench. And he ended up getting rid of a Garbodor, which shut off my Fury Belt, which was in the future turn going to allow him to pitch Black Spear, my only Evil X knockout. And I was like so defeated. And not only that, but he then had the ability to use Delinquent.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was really bad. So the best play of the day was when he had an Evil X, he Y cycloned an energy, and I team Flare Grunted him, and that lost him the game because he only had one Dark in the deck, and I never let him draw it. Sorry. So that was a crazy top four. That's all on stream. You can catch that. And then my favorite match of the day, top two versus Michael Pramawat. I literally sat there and got sandbagged 2 games in a row. Like, even when I was getting sandbag game 2, I was still kind of in it, but I wasn't. Like, Pram was just he was capitalizing on opportunities, and as I know he would, he's a very good player. And I just kind of sat there and took it in finals.
Well, yeah, second isn't bad at all. I'm sure you're ecstatic about that.
We're swimming in the money, Rahul. We're swimming. It was crazy though. I wish you were there, man. You would have loved it.
Same, dude. Talk to us a little about, I guess, give us top 3 cards of the event for your deck.
Okay. Delinquent was one. Olympia was another. And my third one, you know what? The third card probably has to be Hammers. So the second E-Hammer. So basically, it was just so good because Delinquent won me so many games. It happened so many times on stream where I just delinquented my opponent, and I just got him. Like I was just like killed. What do you do? You have 0 cards in your hand, and your main attacker just got wiped off the field, and I E-hammered your bench DCE. You just fold.
Yeah.
So that was a really cruel card. Delinquent was also punished a lot of opponents who played Skyfield because sometimes I would just delinquent them just to get rid of the stadium. And then there were other times where delinquent was really good. Like there was one game where I delinquented just because my opponent flashed their hand, and I saw that they had a DCE and a VS Seeker. I checked their discard pile, and in their discard pile, that was their last double colorless. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to delinquent him. He's forced to be supporterless or use his last DCE. So he chucked the last DCE. So it was stuff like that, and it really helps. And then, yeah, that was kind of the story behind Delinquent. Olympia was fantastic. As I was telling you in Mirror, if they strand your Breakthrough Eviltal and use a bunch of energy disruption and removal, it's not going anywhere. You're kind of stuck up there and at their mercy. So I liked Olympia over the Pokemon Center Lady because you could play the Olympia, heal your active, and you could send something up and then just attack whatever.
Gotcha.
So it was really good. And not only that, but it set off numbers like against I played a couple of Greninjas day one, and I noticed that Olympia could set off numbers just as easily as Pokemon Center Lady could, especially with the use of Parallel City.
Yeah.
Parallel City, if you flip it on them, their attacks do 20 less. They're doing 60 at a time. If you have a Fury Belted Eviltal, it's going nowhere. So that was kind of the story behind Olympia. Olympia was great. And the Enhanced Hammer saved me so many times. There are so many games where they're just double colorless energy reliant, like Rainbow Road.
Yeah.
Huge. Mega Rayquaza, Mega Mewtwo. I remember there was one game where I opened back-to-back versus Nicholas, and I just dropped both E-Hammers on him. And at that point, you're 2 energy attachments behind. How do you even catch up? Like, you have Mega Turbo, but
you only have
sitting...
X number of turbos.
Yeah, you only have X. I think in his list I counted 3. So, there was that. The mirror, it stripped people in the mirror because I would use Enhanced Hammer and followed up with the Team Flare Grunt. I'd say Team Flare Grunt was the 4th best card for the same reason.
Sure.
It just had really good niche scenarios.
All right, so you want to talk about the event outside of Pokemon at all? Any shout-outs, anything you want to give?
Tons, man. That's like the best ran event I've been to. It was better ran than Worlds. Everyone down to the judging team, to how quickly the tournament was ran, to the memories and everything was great. Like, I hung out with so many people that weekend, and I've never met them before, and they were so welcoming. Like, Pokemon really does have the best community, as cliche as that is. And not only that, I mean, okay, the food was terrible. The food was garbage, but besides that, the city was beautiful. There was like cable cars, and you rode a cable car to get to this thing called the O2 Center, which is the biggest building in the world apparently, and I didn't know that at the time. And it's just amazing the different things that you can do in London, like the London Eye, Big Ben. It was just phenomenal. A really cool tournament location, and I like that they gave stipends to North American players as well as Pacific players, so that they could really attend the event and be well represented.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, there were still people who decided on their own dollar that they were going to fly out.
Yeah.
Really good. Definitely big shout outs to everyone in the room. Shout outs to TJ for letting me stay with him. TJ was blessed. Shout out to everyone that couldn't make it. There were a lot of people, including like Zach, my brother, my dad, a bunch of Canadian boys. Shout outs to everyone that supported me, because I've never felt such a huge support rush in a long time. Like, you always get it here and there when you make a top 8, but you know when like people have your back, it felt like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool. It made
NA pride, dude.
Oh yeah, that NA pride, even the European pride, like it was awesome. And just having like the Americans like at the end, it was super funny because a lot of them quickly realized by saying USA being in the finals, it kind of made me feel a little left out. So I heard a huge like crowd chant. They were saying USJ, so I laughed so hard. It was just an overall 10 out of 10 event. I can't wait for the second one.
All right, where's the next event that people will be able to catch you at, Jay?
Oh, the next big event. Oh, geez. Honestly, I want to skip regionals altogether because they're so expensive. You'll see me potentially at Virginia regionals. You'll see me at Ontario regionals for sure. You'll see me at every continental, though. I'm going to make an appearance at every single one because it's just, they were unforgettable. I mean, sure, the jet lag sucked, but I can't wait to just go around experience the world playing the game that I really love.
Yeah. All right, thank you so much for being here with us, Jay.
Thank you to the Chaos Gym for being unreal.
Love you,
Always a
man.
blast.